Welcome to the Social Mission Revolution.
Each week we explore some of the greatest undertold stories of businesses and everyday people who are making their ultimate impact on the world through social mission. This is Social Mission Revolution,
And this is your host, Andrea Putting. Welcome to another Social Mission Revolution. And today we're speaking with Dr. Catherine Young, a dentist, and we're very interested to see how a dentist is able to incorporate a social mission into her business. And it's a pleasure to be able to introduce you and have you sharing with us. So would you like to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're up to, Kath?
Hi, Andrea. Thank you very much for having me on your podcast. It's definitely a privilege to share our social mission in our business, a dental business, and how to create great impacts to the world with you and your wonderful audience. So just a bit of my background. I am a dentist. I've been practicing in Sydney, a suburb called Chatswood, for 20 years now. And Chats Dental is our own business founded about 6 years ago. Would you like to know more about my background, how I actually became a dentist, or would you like to know more about our business?
I think people might be interested in knowing a little bit about your background, because I read that was pretty interesting.
I'll be happy to share with that. So funny enough that I have always wanted to be a dentist since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
But and coming to Australia at the age of 15 from a non-English speaking background, it does took a lot of hard work and tremendous effort to make my dream come true. So cut the long story short, I completed my high school education in English in just over 3 years. And I sat for the HSC exam, got into dentistry in the University of Sydney with an alumni scholarship. So after graduation, I jumped straight into work at the age of 24. And thereon, I went through a few career stages in my life.
Wow. So that just shows what incredible determination you have to make your dreams happen.
That's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of us don't have that kind of passion and drive or even know what we want to do at such a young age. We go through a lot of different things as I say. Okay, what am I doing now?
Okay, so fast forward to the time that I'm actually working as a dentist. For me, to work as a dentist, you need a great team. So to a lot of people that they may not know that even though you are working in a very small dental clinic, one at a time, to serve one patient at a time, you actually need a very good dental assistant. You actually need a very good team to actually help you to make sure that everything is all nicely run and smoothly run. So working as a dentist with a great team in the dental clinic, smiles are the impacts that we make every single day. And we are surely a people's business because our clients are people and our most important asset at work are also people. So every day we try our best to help people to be relieved from their pain, to resolve their problems, to get rid of their worries so that they can actually get their health back on track and enjoy life.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that you can't be working on your own. You've got to have other people around you to support you on your journey.
That is so true. That is so true.
And we're really quite attached to our teeth and the way that makes us look.
It's interesting that a lot of people would tell me, since I've been practicing for 20 years now, a lot of people would tell me that when you get older, one of the very few things that you can take pleasure with is eating, to enjoy your eating, your drinking, and your lifestyle. So something that's small, each one of them actually plays a very major role that to enjoy a big life.
Yeah. And we need our teeth to enjoy our food.
That is so true. That is one of the very basic essential, isn't it?
It is. It's not just the way we look, it's everything to do with the way that we
Mm.
live
And
and
it just
communicate.
happened, yeah. It just happened that when you can enjoy life, it does bring smiles on your face and it make the world a better place.
Absolutely. And we're going to make the world a better place. Hopefully here
Yes,
today.
that's right. So yeah, thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Yes, I'm just thrilled to have someone so professional as you and who's making such a big impact. So I want to ask you, Kath, what's my one question that I ask everyone? What, if there was one thing that you could fight for, what would it be?
If there's one thing that I would fight for, it will be the well-being of a person.
Yeah.
Mm. I would fight for that as a start because everything, the best and absolute beauty comes from within. So I'm a strong believer that we need to really live out what we believe in. And to be able to do that, it is difficult to just say one only thing. But if I have to pick that one very, very important thing, it is actually the absolute well-being of every single person, that you can help them to really value themselves and to know that life is valuable and you do need to live to the fullest.
Wonderful. So being at your healthiest, to have your well-being, allows you to live life at your fullest.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's really nice. It's a nice thing to fight for, and we can. I guess that's what you're doing every day, is fighting for people's well-being in your work.
That is so true. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. The other day, I was listening to a radio station, and one of the things that they talked about was currently that the biggest issue that we have encountered is loneliness, is feeling, stressed, anxious, depressed in life, with people at work, a lot of things. And all these things that create such a big problem and limit people, stop them from doing something great and to explore their potential, to be able to not only help themselves, but also help the world to be a better place.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. It's going to ran a whole lot of things through my mind about the importance of being together and being able to share with each other.
Mm.
That
And
means.
that is why it's such a privilege for us to work as a dentist in a dental team, that we see people every day, and to be able to have that trust of people in us to be able to serve and care for them. We actually do see a lot of different aspects in their life, and it makes us feel we have such a strong responsibility, and we can take part in the social mission. Together we can create such a great impact to make a better world.
Yes, and that's a great segue. Thank you for that one. So next, I'd like to ask you about social mission and what that means to you and how you're involved in it in your business.
Yeah, so for me, that because our work involves a teamwork, so every business owner would have known that it is not easy to run a business. So for the years that I have been always keep looking for better ways to run our business in order to provide better service for our clients, as well as to provide better care for our staff.
Yep.
So one day on a Saturday night in 2017, I attended a business event with hundreds of people there. The presentations were both informative and resourceful, but what really stirred my heart back then was a video that shows how one company had changed the life of hundreds of disadvantaged children in Thailand by helping a charity to supply them with food, education, and medical supplies. And before that, I had always assumed that charity work, especially in the international area, it was supposed to be a responsibility of the government or some corporation which are so big on a multinational scale.
Yep.
So until that day, it changed my mind. It really changed me, because that was the first time I met Mr. Paul Dunn, who is a co-founder and chair of B1G1. I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yes, we've had a few. Talk a bit about B1G1 on the show.
Yes, quite a few, isn't it? And that's just another proof to every one of us that collectively, through the power of small, we can definitely make something meaningful and great for the world. So B1G1, for those people who does not know yet, it stands for Buy One, Give One. So it is to introducing a small business to be able to give and make the giving as an integrated part of everyday business. So Mr. Paul Dunn showed us the joy of giving through the power of small, and through the global giving initiative to work every day to make it so easy and so simple to make the best contribution to the world. The best way that I would put it is that it helped the business to put our expertise behind specifically the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and we call that SDG. So by participating in this action, that not only you help to build a better world by achieving these goals, it definitely has helped us as a dental business to become a better business for good with better growth internally as well.
Yep. Yeah. And which of the 17 sustainable goals does your business focus on? Because obviously we can't focus on all 17.
Right.
Which
You are so
ones
right.
have you picked out for your business?
Yeah, so in these 17 goals that the project we strongly resonated with and is constantly involved in, one, of course, the good health and well-being, which I mentioned.
Right.
And number two is quality education. And it's a lot to do with my backgrounds because I understand personally and wholeheartedly how important education is to a person and to really unleash the power within them. And thirdly is to close the inequality gap, which I actually wrote a chapter on this topic in the upcoming new book called Legacy, the Sustainable Development Goals in Action, which will be launched in just 2 weeks from today.
Wonderful. That book sounds amazing. I had a quick look at that online just before we spoke, and I thought this sounds like it's going to be a great book to have a read of with the different authors on the different sustainable goals.
That is right. That is right. So as you would know, that United Nations have set the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to achieve by the year 2030. And in this book, it is actually written by 52 change makers, that's authors all around the world, to actually contribute each chapter to tailor specifically for the goals that they feel strongly resonated with. And it is definitely a great book, and it is for a good read, and not only just for a good read, it is serving the world with a very good purpose.
Yes, so I'm going to assume that the profits from this book will, of course, go to helping to sustain those sustainable goals. That it will go to projects.
That's right.
Do so.
Yes, and the Dean Publishing Company, as a result of the publication of this book, the entire community in Ethiopia will receive a life-giving well. And that is so important to actually help them to be able to have a good and sustainable life.
Fantastic. And what are the projects that your business specifically has become involved in through B1G1?
Yes. So as I say that in each project that there are very specific areas that we can actually participate in. So how we actually incorporate that in our business is, for example, when a person makes an appointment with us at Chas Dental and we have the privilege to look after them and help them to solve their problem, we provide a day dose of the vitamin A supplements to a child in Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And in Australia, you probably think that for those people who would have given birth in the hospital in Sydney or other parts in Australia, that it is a given that the baby is very well looked after in the hospital, and you will be given certain supplements and nutrients and even vaccination to help your child to ensure the good health of the child's growth. Vitamin A supplement is such a crucial thing to help preventing a kid to be born blind. Something so simple like that is actually very difficult and a luxury to have in area like Kenya. So by actually being able to supply that and support that, sponsor it, you can actually help a lot of children from being blind. So it is a wonderful, wonderful support at a project that we feel very, very honored to be part of. And it doesn't need to cost much over there by us, but it means a lot, a life-changing support to them in the area, particularly to a person that you may never meet in your lifetime, but you totally change your life because of this one simple and genuine, sincere gesture through the support. So that's just one example that we do in Chas Dental. The other thing is that we do offer a cup of tea or coffee or water at Chas Dental when they actually come and sit in the waiting room, waiting to be welcomed into the treatment center. So whenever that they accept a cup of tea, coffee, drink, water from us, we supply 1 day's worth of grain seeds to nourish a child in Malawi. And why is it good for our business, you might ask? It is not just about supporting a child's food in somewhere in the world. It is more so to actually motivate our staff to really be willing to serve. Because our staff will think, if the client enjoys a cuppa from me, I actually can provide a day's worth of grain to a kid in Malawi. And that really, it really motivates and lift up the spirit of our working staff to really want to do good for good. It's no longer just about, do you want a tea or coffee? Would you like something? Just out of a script or something that is a job manual, a task list that you have to do. It's no longer just that. It is more to do that I really want to serve you. I truly want to give you this cup of drink. I really want to make you feel welcome, because by helping you feeling welcome at our business and choosing us to do business with, we can then extend and pass on this wonderful work to help someone else in the world.
Yeah, and you've really touched on what to me is the whole heart of the message that I'm trying to promote through this podcast and through my talks and programs and things, is that by incorporating a social mission into a business, we are doing so much more than just helping humanity. It also helps to build up the self-esteem of your staff. It helps to build leadership. It helps to build better relations with your customer. It just serves everybody on so many different levels. So you're really touched on that idea with what you're doing in your business.
Spot on, Andrea. I totally agree. At the beginning, as any business owner, you probably will think that, it's hard enough to run a business, much less to think about staff retention, customer service, and reviews and feedback and things like that. But when you can really see beyond and above just the profit, just about the commodities, just about the products, or just simply that the targets that you want to meet every month, every quarter. Above all that, if you can actually see people as people and you feel at the level, at the heart, that you can really truly understand it's a business with core values, true meanings, a purpose in life, that is the best reward that you can ever have. And it is a joy that stays with you.
Yes. And while a small business doesn't have a lot of time to be thinking about all those things, as you said, I'm sure it just took a little bit of time for you and your team to sit down and work out, okay, this is what we want to do, and set that in place. And that makes such a big difference to everything you do. And with using the B1G1 model, it makes it even easier for small businesses to get involved in doing something along those lines.
That's right, absolutely. And a lot of times that we feel that we don't have time for any of this. We're too busy and we're trying to make ends meet. Who has the time to actually look into all this? We got to help ourselves before we help other people. All these thoughts that we've been told and we've experienced in life, and we're thinking that, is that true or is that false? Why am I still stuck here? But what I really would like to share with you and also your wonderful audience is, to actually have a good value and really spend time by investing your time in the area that is going to bring you the best value in life, in you, will reflect in the business. Because a lot of times that you would think, how am I going to retain my staff? How am I going to keep them working hard even if I'm not around? But I can tell you, if you actually plant the seed and you show by example to your staff that this is what you work for, this is what you look for, guess what? Those people who share the same vision will stay for good. And they are going to be your pillars of your good business. And they are going to help you to make sure your business stand without failing, with or without you working in the business. And all of a sudden, you will enjoy the freedom to be able to do more, the freedom to actually look for more that you can enrich the culture of your business. And in return, you will have a growth that is beyond your imagination.
Wonderful. You really have a good understanding of the values of social mission in your business and really living that out. And I love to see that, and to see that it is really inspiring your people and helping you to grow your business, not just for the sake of growing your business, but for being able to help and support your customers, your staff, and the charities that you've chosen to support in your work.
Thank you.
So, do you have any advice, for any additional advice? You've given lots here. Any specific advice that you would give if a business was saying, maybe I should get involved in some kind of social mission? What will I do? Do you have any advice for them?
I think to buy the book will be a good start.
Be inspired by that book. That'll be awesome. Great start.
Yes. And I do have a great link that I think for people, even before you are committed to buy a book, you can, if you don't mind, to type it out for me or share it.
Yep.
It's b1g1.com/legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So in this particular link, that a person can actually free download a chapter to have a read. You can actually get a free chapter to download to have a read first before you decide whether you want to purchase a book.
Great.
But what I can tell you is that 52 wonderful authors are giving you their lifetime experience and the best ever business advice in so many details that you will never regret to have this book on your bookshelf. And regardless whether you like to read it electronically or just like me, like I love to hold a book,
Yes.
in my hand and in the very old-fashioned way, you definitely will gain so many insights, and that is so free given, so wholeheartedly and generously from people who are very successful and very generous from all over the world. And best of all, that every copy that it's sold and purchased by you or given away from you to another person, it all gives a very uniquely selected sustainable development goal project, as you just mentioned.
You've sold me. I think I'm going to have to go and buy this book. I'm sure it's going to give me lots of inspiration for ideas and things.
Yep. And just one more touch, if I may add, is that we are going to run a very small and free event to talk about the book and also our social mission on the 17th of July on Wednesday night for 1 hour only at the Chatswood Library in Sydney. So if anybody who happened to be in Sydney would like to, meet us in person together with another wonderful author there in Sydney, please check out our website, our social media, Facebook, Instagram, to get registered for your seat, and so that you can spend a wonderful 1 hour quality time with us.
I'm sure that'll be a fabulous event.
Thank you very much.
I'm not in Sydney, so I'm going to miss out.
That's all right. That's all right. You can still read the book.
I will still read the book. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, I can guarantee you that you won't be able to put it down. You will keep reading and reading and reading and reading.
And probably rereading it.
Yes, definitely.
So it's been wonderful talking with you because you've got so much there to share with us, and we could keep going. But time is running short. So if people are interested in learning more about what it is that you do as a dentist, if they're in Sydney and they think, I'd really like to go to a dentist like Dr. Catherine Young, because she speaks my language in caring about people in the community, how can they get in touch with you?
We'll be very honored to serve people like-minded and want to do better for the world. So you can find us by either an online booking or check us out on our website, chatsdental.com.au, and it's spelled as chatsdental.com.au. You can also find us for more personal interaction on our Facebook, which is facebook.com/chatsdental. And you can see a lot of great activities that we do and the involvement that we are with the community. And most importantly, we love to meet you in person because we are a people's business.
Wonderful. And you're very much a people's person. I can feel that as we talk.
Thank you. Likewise, Andrea.
So thank you so much for your time today, Kath. It's just been a real joy talking to you and learning about your passions and the way you've implemented social mission into your business. And I know that you're making a fabulous impact in the world.
Thank you. And together we can make a difference.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And that's another episode of the Social Mission Revolution. And we'll be back again next week with another Social Mission Revolutionist. This has been the Social Mission Revolution with Andrea Putting. Join me again next week when we'll speak to another social mission revolutionist who will inspire you on your journey to making your ultimate impact on the world.